After Lunch.
ShmoneyMo.
Yes, Lord.
Word. Thank y'all for tuning in with us today. It's the After Lunch podcast. It's your girl Tatiana, and I got my guy.
Yes, of course. You almost forgot about me.
did.
It is the world's favorite uncle, Mr. J.Law. Yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord. Make sure y'all check us out on all platforms, afterlunch.pc. And also check out our artists to watch, afterlunch.pc.
Afterlunchpodcast.com.
There you go.
Yes, Lord.
And we got your boy ShmoneyMo in the building.
ShmoneyMo.
ShmoneyMo.
What's good?
How you
Welcome.
feeling?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Word. I'm glad you're here. You got the good energy. You got us ready and everything
Right.
like that.
I'm ready.
Lit.
Talk to me.
Word.
Yeah,
word.
I'm going to talk to you because we got a mutual friend. Like, we got a mutual person we work with, Tim.
Yes.
Right.
CEO.tim.
CEO.tim. Shout
Yes,
out
sir.
to him. No, that's before we do all the shout outs. I know he's your
Big
manager
CEO.
right now. He's the
Exactly.
executive producer for this show, right? He
Right.
does nothing here. So when it comes when it comes to your career, how has he helped you move around Raleigh, man?
Move around Raleigh. I remember we was in the studio way back when. That's when we met. We met through Sean. Shout out Sean. He used to wrestle with Tim in high school. Small world, small ass world.
Yeah.
And he listened to my music. And he told me, he was like, "Oh, I got someone who does music stuff. You might want to work with him." It just happened to be Tim, and just from there, just consistent work. It's been a lot of opportunities, a lot of growth for sure.
Good, man. And I was
You been
playing.
putting
Tim
on
does
stuff.
everything here. Shout out to the CEO.
Shout out to the big CEO.
The big dog that does a
Word.
load of work.
Steak sauce the bone.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. So I just wanted to bring that up to make, because don't nobody know that Tim do a whole bunch of stuff in the city.
Entrepreneur.
So I wanted to play around, but back to you, man. Glad you're here. Glad to have you here. So I want to kind of talk to you first about, just who you are. So you're originally from Raleigh?
Charlotte.
Charlotte. Okay, Charlotte.
Yeah. I go to school here. I go to NC State.
Okay. Where is Charlotte? I'm from Maryland. I tell everybody that because I don't know nothing about North Carolina. So you guys know.
Just like northeast side.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is that?
How did you? Oh, you say NC State.
So you're NC State from Charlotte right now.
Right.
So did you just start going to NC State? You just got here?
No, I'm a junior actually.
Oh, big smart.
Okay.
Big educated.
What
Nah,
you
don't hype me
majoring
up. I'm doing industrial engineering.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Industrial engineering, rapping. How does that really go?
It's just this. It's like the study of maximizing efficiency in anything, like a business or a factory, or like it can be anything. It can be design. I'm trying to do design.
Okay.
Design like consulting.
So
Why not major in art or something like that? If you.
Because I like the engineering side of it. Like I like the creation aspect. I've always been a creator myself.
Okay.
Yeah. So I like to own everything I make as well. I feel like that can get you in a lot of doors too.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. You gotta slow it down for me. Okay. I'm a little
That's a
older
big
than
shit.
the rest of y'all. Industrial engineering is just making things more efficient. So if I have 6 screws on something, we can figure out a way to get it to 3.
It's more like I want to do project management, like without getting too much into it. Just like I would have a team of engineers working under me for a project, most likely a building project or a design project. Like we got this amount of time to do this with this many people, this much money. Like my job is like, okay, let's see what we have to work with. I will basically just design. I want to be just a creative design engineer, a design engineer, pretty much.
When you get big with rapping,
Right.
are you going to be able to tie in industrial engineering?
Yeah,
as well?
for sure. I feel like you could just do anything, to be honest.
Okay. Say no more.
Yeah.
So you just dropped a single, Step Back.
Yes, step back.
Step back. Look. He got industrial engineering. I want to get to that, but Step Back came in.
That's
We
it.
popping that.
Step back. Go stream Step Back. It's out now.
Yeah, it is. So tell me about Step Back. Is that leading to a different like a full project, or why are we dropping Step Back right now? Is what are we doing as far as
Step Back as a lead single? I got another album dropping this year.
Okay.
For sure.
We got a title.
Nah,
We
I'm
got a
still
date?
working on that. But as of right now, I'm just dropping singles leading up to it. I've dropped albums consistently for the past 2 years.
Yes, you have.
Yeah, so I'm trying to come back again, and this time it's going to be way better.
Gotcha.
So why did you choose Step Back as the single? Like what?
That was just the vibes I felt like coming into the year.
Yeah. People were sleeping on you and stuff like that.
Not even just like not stopping ever.
Right.
Like, no matter what, you just consistency. Keep going. Don't stop. We don't stop for nothing. We don't stop for nothing. We don't stop for nothing. That's all I'm saying. The whole song is that's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, for sure. But as far as not stopping for nothing, if you're not stopping for nothing, why call it step back? Are you stepping back?
Step back is like, oh, I gotta step back and see how far I came. Like,
You
like
see-
wow,
Got
like
you,
oh my god, oh my god, how did I just do that?
We talked about that.
Yes.
Listen,
Yeah.
listen, I want to let you know we talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
Like, why step back? And I said, well, maybe he's stepping back.
Yeah,
see-
reflection,
Observe.
reflection.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I mean I be getting I'm like this. Like if I'm somewhere, I'm somewhere. So like I get so lost in that sometimes I forget how fast I grew. And I'm just like okay, but there's this. So the step back is like just like reflect on how far you came. Like you came so far. Like last year I would have never thought we'd be in this room, bro.
Yeah.
For sure.
Slow down, give yourself your flowers.
Yeah, exactly.
Month to month, year to year, you got to do that.
So
Yeah.
what have you learned from like stepping back and actually, understanding like, everything that you've been through and everything you
That's a good question.
It is.
I think it's just I'm ready to elevate this year. I think everyone's ready to elevate this year.
It is. It's
So,
been a long time
This is
coming.
me just looking at what I got to work with,
Right.
basically.
Yeah, COVID slowed some things down. You know what I'm saying? COVID,
Facts.
Yeah.
It slowed a lot of stuff down.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this year, everybody's trying to like work double time to make up for the year that we all had to kind of sit down and reflect and try to love our loved ones in the same house for all that time.
Yeah, that's what that was all like, bro. The social isolation, everyone just at home. That's also part of it too.
Right.
Like everybody been stepping back. Everybody been looking at themselves. Like it's time for self growth.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like in any area, it could be creative, it could be mental, spiritual, it could be physical health, it could be anything.
Yeah, COVID was the evaluation. Of
Exactly.
yourself, and this year is the okay.
Execute. Let's execute.
Go
Exactly.
town.
I need to get my stuff together.
Yeah, finally, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
so I know you do like a traveling studio, right? Is that what that is?
Oh, so the pop-up booth. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah. Talk to me about that because the reason that I want to bring this up, I talk to a lot of artists
Right.
all the time who are artists trying to pursue their own dream and at the same time reaching back,
Help others.
so to
Right.
speak, to help others.
Right.
Why, first of all, and how do you find that balance and still trying to promote yourself?
So the Overdrive booth, I actually it just came to me one day because I wanted my own creative spot, and I always have my microphone, but the booth is kind of just like that's my signature thing. Like it's just my zone. I like to share it with people. It's like 7 feet tall. It's got sound isolation. I be in there just vibing. So eventually I learned how to mix my own stuff, record my own stuff.
Mhm.
And now I just offer that as a service. I move between Raleigh and Charlotte mainly. But I've gotten like a very good start in the first, I'd say 5 months. It's been about 5 months since I started putting into the booth consistently. So it's still got a long way to go, but that's just like something I like to share with people.
Yeah. So you want to be a producer as well?
No, I actually don't produce. I just do recording and mixing. But I do work with a team of producers and engineers who be helping get my sound right. And so whoever records in my studio, I just refer them over to them. That way they also get that opportunity to work with them as well.
Does that come in the package?
Hmm?
Does that come when they book their session, or is that additional?
It's per service.
Part of the service. Okay.
So
cool,
my
cool.
service is recording session, mixing session. And then you link with the engineer, it's mastering session or beat session. Like my business partner, Commence the Attack. He does a majority of all the beats and all the mastering for my studio. So he's a separate service. We're just jointly partnered in this. And basically, I refer... Oh, I moved too fast.
I got scared as hell.
I moved too fast.
Well, I thought something crawled under the table.
Yeah, I just refer them over to my boy, Commence the Attack. And it's been pretty successful as of right now.
And we're going to grow.
Yeah, exactly. We're trying to grow.
That's
Trying to
what's up,
add to the
helping other
booth.
people.
So when being here in Raleigh, how is it different from Charlotte as far as the energy? Because look,
Right.
people tell me that Charlotte is like a little Atlanta, right? And then
Charlotte.
people tell me that Raleigh is like a town is like a city that's up and coming, that's already kind of big.
Right.
So what's the difference in as far as the energy when it comes to the
Right.
music?
I think definitely Charlotte is without a doubt more city oriented. Like it's the New York City of North Carolina. It's over 1 million people now. It's so much culture. It's everything is bustling there. It's the biggest city, and that attracts city culture. And whatever that means to you, it means to you. But it does attract city culture. It's also a lot of it's a business oriented city. Like everyone is hard working. Like everyone is getting to it, trying to make a living, because living in the city, things are more expensive.
Yeah.
Like just naturally. So that's why the grind, the hustle is a bigger part of the atmosphere in Charlotte. I definitely feel like as an artist and just as a young man, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you do a lot of recording and everything in Charlotte as well? Like,
Depends on where I'm at. So like over extended breaks like summers or winter break, I bring the whole booth back to Charlotte. It's like screw apart with pipes, literally.
Right.
So
okay.
I put it in my trunk and I just bring it. Like if I stay for more than a month, I'll bring the booth because I might want to record something.
Yeah.
What's the recording process?
I mean, it really just ranges depending on who's in the room, like what am I feeling. Sometimes it's just like I'll freestyle. Sometimes I'll actually feel like I have something to say, create something really introspective. It just depends. Sometimes I'll hear a beat and I just go off. Sometimes I hear a beat and I'm like, I don't know, and then just come back to it a week later. You just never know.
Yeah.
You just never know.
It's all about the vibe and the energy.
Yeah.
You got good grades?
I'm aspiring to keep my high GPA rolling.
I like how you talk. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even want to
You're
say
not
it.
gonna go there.
It's not even that deep.
It was a rhetorical question.
Nah, but I think I'm doing a great job. I just need to keep it pushing. It's hard with online school.
Understand.
That shit is.
You know, I know it's hard online because we talked about me having kids. Online school is a racket. Okay, take yourself into the building. That's how I feel. But
That's the whole point of a university, is to put all the students in the same level playing field. But now everyone's back at home. Well, I mean, we're coming out of that more, but
right.
just like this past year, we've been at home. It's not an equal playing field. You don't know everyone's situation, and I feel like it takes away from the study environment too. Like you don't feel like a student because you're not going to class. You just kind of rolling over and just like on your laptop, like.
Word. A lot of people be losing motivation and everything like that.
I work from home, man.
Yeah.
I got out my lunch break and took a shower. I forgot I was working from home. Seriously, that's how I understand what you're saying. You totally forget.
It's hard to separate just home mode, like relax mode, from work mode mentally. Yeah, that's just the key in it. You just have to consistently be able to monitor your own self. Like, okay, it's work time. Okay, relax time. If you don't stick to it, it's going to get very stressful, and it does. Yeah.
How do you stay consistent though? Because I know a lot of people like
school. It's just I just try to schedule myself ahead of time. Like every week, I'll just try to write a schedule. Like I love bullet lists. Bullet lists are kind of crazy for me because sometimes I always write more than what I actually end up doing. But it just like it keeps me looking for something to do.
See, you smart for real. 'Cause I would have been gave up.
I see you on the gram. You just started following me. I appreciate that. I've been following you.
Yeah, for sure.
But I do.
Y'all showing love, of course. What you mean?
But I see you on the gram doing like grabbing a speaker, going into the middle of like a little spot and just start going like the pop-up shows.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a unique marketing strategy. Where did that come from?
That's a great question.
Thank you so much. Full of them.
Yeah, it's like you're really doing this. So the booth, right? So the overdrive booth. So that was the first step. I was like, I want my own unique recording experience, and I made it.
Right.
And now I'm just sitting here. It's like the fourth quarter of the year. Like I had dropped Overdrive. That was my best work. That was my album. I've been dropping videos for that all year. And I was like, I need to perform this music.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't find the right avenue. Like either it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, or it just, just at this level, things aren't very secure. So you can't go into any opportunity really expecting too much. So then I realized I was like, if I want to hop on a mic, not wait, not have to pay for a slot, not have to do this, not have to do that. If I just want to simply play my music and perform, what do I have to get? I just got some speakers and a mic set. That's just what sparked it. I was just sitting there. I was sick of waiting, on stuff, just like make it happen.
Yeah, you're creating your own energy. You're creating your own shows, essentially.
Exactly.
And also, it's, not to downgrade, but it's like those street performers in New York. People get crazy love off of that.
Exactly. That's what it's really about.
Yeah.
I also was like thinking, I already got my fan base listening to my music, and I was thinking, how can I expand it?
Right.
Just organic growth, just people hearing it in person. It'll always hit them harder than them just listening to it, like on their phone, or like they don't even get to see you assert yourself through your music. They just like hear from an outside source. So I feel like you just get in their face, and it don't even have to be the first time. It'd be the second, third, seventh, eighth, ninth time. Then they'll be like, okay, nah, I like ShmoneyMo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the content. Content is key. I think I've said that on like 30 podcasts. Content is key. If you don't put out music and you don't stay on somebody's timeline, fortunately, social media is what it's about right now. If you don't do that, then you're not going to get to where you need to go. But I do want to ask you this. Look, I'm just going to call a spade a spade. You are, when you look at this culture of Raleigh rappers and people who are living in Raleigh, North Carolina, period, you don't fit the mold, right? You are outside the box. Your flow pattern is different. You have a high energy kind of rock rap style, which I kind of like.
You said rock rap.
Yeah, for me, I mean,
I don't hear rock actually.
No, the reason I say rock rap is because they're more upbeat than down tempo. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's more.
I like to sing. Like I love to sing and I love to rap. I just like I'm definitely a rapper. I would call myself a rapper, but I'm not just a rapper. Like I just like to express myself through the art.
And that's what I'm saying. So tell me, when you look at, because look, this game is competitive. When you look at
music,
when you look at the people in North Carolina and you say, okay, I'm in this lane and I'm doing my thing, do you think that you can hold to what everybody's doing and not only do your thing, but continue to maintain and do it with you being a very eccentric, different type of energy type of guy?
You just hit me with these curveballs, man. It's really making me think deep because I can't just be like, but that's it. Like it's just like, I would say, to answer your question, you just have to find what you do best, and that's very cliche. It's very cliche, but it's like
stay true to yourself type of thing.
No, but it's like this game is very saturated. So if you come in here and you sound like everybody else, you don't have anything that sets you apart, even if it's your style or your voice, your vocal range, or anything, your flow. You have to figure out what it is that stands out about you.
Right.
And then when you take that and you run with it. And then you just keep putting out that. Keep putting out. Content is the most important thing.
No, for real. How has that been like, you being kind of different than everybody else? How has your audience and your fans and everything like took that?
Took what?
I guess you being different from the normal.
I feel like every artist just attracts, like, well, it's hard to explain, but like when somebody that listens to your music, they tell you, I listen to your music, it makes you feel like they can relate to you, I guess. So when I meet people who say, to tell me about, oh, I've heard your song, I've seen your video, it's just like I feel like they can relate to a part of me because that's what I'm putting out, and that's what all artists do, is they attract a fan base that just relates to them on some level. Yeah.
And then you put out like so much stuff with so much energy and like confidence. Where does that come from? Have you always been like that?
I don't know. I've been doing a lot of self-searching recently, but just like I've come to find out I'm very much hyperactive, just like completely like fixated on something, obsessive personality. Determined personality, and I've just been seeing it add up my whole life. And now I'm at a level where I'm like, I think it's good that I'm this hyperactive because
overdrive.
Exactly, overdrive. That's all overdrive is about. Like my emotions, just good, bad emotions, like the whole mix of it. Just like every song sounds different, but I'm hitting it hard every time. I'm just like, yeah, overdrive. I have all of this. I gotta put it out. Yeah.
What's been your motivation?
Just creating better music, creating better content. Because I start working with people consistently, and then that just opens doors. If you keep working with the same people, you will open doors somewhere else. You will get your foot in somewhere else too, and that's just how it works. You have to be able to work with everybody.
You know what? I normally talk to people, and and I ask them stuff about like, do you want to be signed and all that, I get a different energy from you, right? Of course, we all want to reach the pinnacle of greatness and being signed, and like you said, going 10 for 10. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature.
Oh wow, you was listening. All right,
come on, man. You know what I'm saying? So, but I get an energy off of you that it's like, as long as I have my core fans and I'm able to put my music out, I'm good. Yeah.
You are good. That's all that matters.
Okay, so I am feeling that right.
People be like, I mean, I'm not saying signing a deal is bad, but I'm just saying like some people look successful and some people are successful.
Oh, yes, Lord.
And just like, I don't know. It's just behind closed doors, nobody really knows the outcome of your work. Only you do. And I feel like you should just have confidence in that. It's like some rappers make $3 million a year off of rap. And some keep 100% of that. Some keep 40% of that, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not saying money is everything, but I'm saying like
something.
What I'm saying, yeah, even besides, I'm saying just owning your craft, being independent.
Right.
And if you do have your core, if you have 1,000 people and you listen to your album 10 times and you have 10 tracks, that's already magnified. That's like 100,000 good plays. If you can find those real people, like 100 or 1,000 real fans, that's all you need to kickstart anything.
Hey, do me a favor. You chomping on the Eminem.
Yeah, no. See, that's why he wrote it down. That's why he wrote it down. But you said that. You had said that. And I'm like,
it's okay.
Sound like we breaking bricks in the mic. But listen.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is, I think positive energy and an organic lifestyle like yours gets you places. I want to ask, because it hasn't been brought up yet. You being, of course, from North Carolina, but originally Sudanese, right?
Yes.
How does that play a part in how you move, what you do? Even, we don't have to touch on religiously, but even religiously in how you were brought up. How does that play a part in how you are? Because I feel like it gives you good energy.
Yeah.
But what else?
I'd say my culture is definitely a big, like, just I'm Sudanese, and just when I used to go to Sudan, just music is such a big part of African culture. And you just walk outside, you hear music, you hear this, you hear people like singing, you hear drums, you hear, and just like everywhere, weddings, or whether it's like somebody's moving into a new place, it's just like celebratory. Just like the spirit of music is like always been just around, and especially in the Sudan, I feel like it's not really talked about as much because there aren't really any, A-list Sudanese rappers or whoever it may be, but like we got people like The Weeknd, he's Ethiopian. We got Amine, I think he's Eritrean. I'm not sure, but they are East African. So just like I could definitely tell you the culture does play a part in it. But even besides that, like I never was really feeling music. Like I never thought I'd ever be doing music until one day I just was playing around with my friends in the basement, and we were just like, hey, let's just hop on the mic. Yeah. Like my boy, shout out Karshi, Rich Karshi. He had made this song called Waterbender. He put it on SoundCloud, and I was like, yeah.
Like the dude with the
Avatar man.
Yeah, like Avatar Waterbender. And bruh, this song was so at the time I was like, oh my god, this is fire. And I hit him up. I was like, yo, let me hop on that beat. He was like, actually, we gonna cook up some new shit. And I was like, what? Shit. So I went to his friend's crib. Shout out Jackson. We was in Jackson's crib, and that's when I just wrote. We were just writing verses, and it wasn't the best stuff, but it was just like fun. Like it was like really just for the meme at the time. We used to be so unconfident. Like we used to be taking turns. Like, all right, I'm gonna rap, so that means y'all three got to go into that closet, shut the door, and don't look at me, don't say anything. Like,
whoa,
we was not like we could not do it in front of each other because we just started laughing so hard. Right. Like you just sitting here with the mic, you just start ShmoneyMo. Your friend just laughing at you. And it threw you off, and you're like, chill. You just throw you off. So like, yeah, it started like just stupid fun like that, and then I just by divine intervention, I met producers, met people who started making beats, and then I was like, let me start doing my own thing, and just like that's where it started. Really, just in the basement having fun, literally on a microphone. Like a $30-$40 microphone
that you took back after you was done, right?
Oh, that's not. That wasn't even my mic. That wasn't even my mic.
My first rhyme was, my name is J.E.F.F. I spit rhymes to make your eardrums deaf. Okay, that was my first. That was my first one. So I understand with a bill, but I also want to talk to you about being Sudanese and your family, because that family cultures, how do they feel about you rapping?
It was like weird at first. I didn't tell them for the longest. I was just like, let me like actually do something before I come to them. Like I didn't want to bring them anything. Just like oh, here, look at it.
Yeah.
I want to bring them like look.
It's something.
So yeah, it's something. So and I just ended up never telling them until they found out.
How did they find out?
I think people just talk. People just talk.
Yeah.
People just talk, and like they're cool with it now. They're for sure cool with it now. They see that I'm serious with it, and they see that it's just like something nice that I'm doing. My mom just told me, she was like, you better get that degree. You have to, just for me. And I was like, okay, yes. Like,
but that's important.
That's like, I want to prove like you can do that. You can do that. You could do anything.
You could
be
do
a business
pro football player and still have a 4-year degree. Like
exactly.
Like you can do that. Like that to me.
Exactly.
It's slept on to be educated.
Yeah.
In a real formal way. Like
I agree.
I'm smart, but I don't have a piece of paper. But it's okay to have a piece of paper that says that you have reached this pinnacle. So for me, do that. Do that. Yeah. I think it's important.
And also college is more than just grades and just like, oh, you're smart. It's like you meet people. You meet people. Like I go to school with over 36,000 kids.
Yeah.
Like, or actually men and women. Like we're adults.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
So you know, and we're doing internships. We're doing side businesses. Everyone has their own side business, whether it be music, clothing, like jewelry, like anything, and just that's where everyone collides and starts working. You just run into these people, like you run into the same people over and over again, and it's actually very interesting. You're like, wow, this is a small world, especially when you do music and you run into the same people every time. You're like, we're all in the same spot. Over and over and over again, you know.
You run into the ones that are working though.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, talk that. Yeah,
there's a lot of like creative energy in Raleigh, and that's something, you know. Coming from Charlotte, there's definitely a lot of creative energy in Charlotte, but coming to Raleigh, just a brand new network. I had never seen before.
And you put out a lot of visuals as well, and they always like so upbeat and everything.
Right.
How was it acting in those like videos and everything?
The videos, I want to shout out Sleek and Simple. Shout out Matt Mims, cause and Cedric Clyburn as well, for sure. Those were the first two videographers I started working with. I was working with Cedric for my first 2-3 videos. Right. And then Matt, Sleek and Simple. That's Matt. He was he saw one of my videos with Cedric, and we just started talking and eventually made a video. And that was Face My Fears, and now Face My Fears is my most viewed music video, like as of right now. And it's just crazy to see you meet these people so like. I don't even want to say randomly because it's just
organically.
Yeah, it's like you liked my stuff. That's why you're working with me. And now we just make something that we both like because we're on the same
wavelength.
Exactly. And that's why it's always so good. Like I'm like, I want this. He's like, yeah, this. And I'm like, yes, that's exactly what I wanted. You feel me? You feel me?
Yeah. It's about making things happen with people who are like-minded. Like even this podcast here, you got to get with people who are like-minded and also that are different. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I sat in a room with a whole bunch of people like me, we wouldn't get nothing done.
I think that would be chaos. I think that would be chaos. Yeah.
Be a lot of Hennessy drinking and we wouldn't get nothing done. Right? So a
lot of loud ass.
Complaining about my kids and everybody else. Yeah. But at the same time, you want to get people who are on the same wavelength, but who think different. And I think that's what people forget. I think people forget that they're. And this is what I like about you.
I appreciate.
People forget that it's not about being like everybody else. It's about being yourself, and people will come to you.
Yeah.
You will.
It's the hardest thing to learn. I'm still learning that.
Yeah, be yourself because everybody else is already taken. You know what I'm saying? So once you yourself,
exactly. You also. I just tripped over my tongue bad.
All right, you good? Did you?
Yeah. Now I'm drinking the lemonade.
I know you need some ice.
What was I saying? You have to put in effort to try to be like someone else. Right. So if you're trying to be someone else, people will subconsciously feel that you're not like in tune with yourself. They'll be like people can just tell. People aren't stupid. Like
some, but not all, not a lot. Yeah. So look. So this year you said you're dropping a project. You're working on it right now. Stepback is the first single.
Right.
When can we get the next single?
The next single? Well, I have to drop the Stepback video first. Actually, that's coming.
Oh yeah,
I'm
excited. I'm excited for that.
People don't do single visual.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yes, Lord.
Let me tell you.
tapped in.
Let me tell you why. Like, you have to. The visuals is such an important part of everything I do. It's because I dropped a song. Like when I first used to like drop music, like I had made a whole phone on my iPhone. The Legend of Mo. I dropped that, and I had no videos for it. Still went crazy. I don't know how. It was just like my first thing, so of course it went crazy. And then I didn't have any videos for it. So like when I say I dropped the next album and the Overdrive album, when I dropped the Overdrive album and I had all these videos coming out, people when they see the music, they hear the music more. If that makes sense, like oh, I heard this song and I thought this. Listen to what the creator was feeling when he like visually, like I can see him popping his shit.
It's easier to see than hear.
Exactly. People always believe what they see before they believe like I don't know. It's just you want to see the personality of an artist, and if you don't have any, you can't see their photos, you can't like hear their voice, you can't see them move around, you can't see them talk, you don't have you're not acquainted with them.
This is why this platform is important. We want people to get to know you on a different level than just your music, but also that's why we dropping the. So do we have a timestamp where we got to get the visual out?
I'd say a week maybe. A week and a half tops.
You know I be holding people to stuff. You gonna get a DM from me.
Okay, bet. I think we're at a good spot right now because I mean, shout out Joe Cooler. He styled the shoot, and then shout out Noah. Noah shot the video. We actually the big part of this. Shot. Yeah, a big part of this is being ready to invest in myself. So I had the song done for the longest, like mixed, but then I was like, okay, I'm done promoting Overdrive. It's new shit. It's new time. Like that's when I was like, yo, let's just shoot the video before I even drop it, because then it's not as much of a wait until you get to see the song. I think it's like a movie. It's like the song is part one, and if you drop a video, you don't have to, but if you drop a video, that's definitely that part two. Like you're like, oh, now I feel that song on a different level. I can actually like see what you mean. I see where you're coming from. Like they literally see where you're coming from. Yeah, and that also makes them appreciate the song better, because then they listen to it and they're like, oh yeah, because like they're like, yeah, oh yeah, I remember the way he was driving to that. I'm feeling just like that. I remember that.
Sometimes people don't even listen to the lyrics until the video come out.
Exactly, because the video will like visualize what they are saying.
Right.
Versus you having to listen. You have to listen.
Because people, it's a microwave age. People want everything right now. That's
why instant, right in my face.
Yeah, for sure.
Like.
So how did you even get the name ShmoneyMo?
ShmoneyMo. Okay.
To be honest, that name was I would just say luck, like just luck. Like we was in the basement with the microphone, and.
Oh, this has been your name for a minute.
Huh?
This has been named
since the beginning. Yeah.
Okay,
cool. I never changed it.
It really fit you though. Like it just ShmoneyMo. Get that vibe.
It was never even ShmoneyMo. I was just like, I don't know. I really just pulled it out of thin air. I'm not even joking. I was just like, yeah, ShmoneyMo. Because everyone was calling me Mo, like Muhammad, Mo. I was like, all right, whatever. ShmoneyMo. It just popped into my head, and like, honestly, it just stuck. I thought like. I would change it. I never did. It just hit, and I feel like it just rolls off the tongue.
It does.
It really does. It
and you have to say it with energy. It feel like you
ShmoneyMo.
Yeah, you have to say. With
I just started saying that. That with Overdrive. I just started that, and now everyone's on that. Exactly.
So as you're growing in Raleigh, in North Carolina, and in your music, right? For you have your set fan base already,
right?
And you're trying to grow it like everybody else in the world is trying to grow their fan base, right? What can new fans who are listening to you expect to get? Because everybody, I don't care who you are. When I listen to music, I expect to get something from it. That's how I listen to certain people. What can your new fans expect to get from you if they listen to your music?
What, like get physically, like videos and stuff,
physically,
or like
no, get from you. How you spit. I'm gonna be able to relate in this way. I'm gonna give you.
What will ShmoneyMo deliver on a consistent basis?
I like how you put the question. I like how I put the question, but damn, okay, that's that junior NC State.
Chill.
That's what I be telling.
All right, I would say, I want you to get consistent, high quality music, and it'll just sonically it'll carry you away, and lyrically it'll have substance. It'll take you somewhere you can relate. That's ShmoneyMo. ShmoneyMo is just like high energy, like very real. Like this feeling is familiar because we've all felt it. Like Like, it's just relatable. I'm trying to.
That was fire.
Even if it's like, cause I focus on. I love making the sound like such a big part of it. I love like catchy hooks. I love infectious like verses. Like,
Right.
I love writing. There's just like an art in it all. And like, even if you freestyle all your songs, I feel like that's the art in and of itself. Being able to express yourself musically.
Right.
Yeah.
Understandable. So everything that you've been through and everything, what's your advice to people coming up after you and just or doing everything same thing?
Huh?
What's your advice to like people coming after you?
Oh, okay. My advice, just honestly, it sounds cliche again, but you just have to keep releasing music and videos and talking to people. Like, everyone makes it seem like when you hear about a new artist, they're like, oh, this guy came out of nowhere, but he didn't come out of nowhere. Like, 9 times out of 10, he did not come out of nowhere. That is so incredibly rare. That is luck. That is like, oh, this one person happened to find it, and then boom, now it's versus all the people who've had the network.
Right.
All like, you look at these artists, they got like 3-4 albums before you even heard of them. And then you go back and you listen to it, and that's when they really start to rise up. They're like, oh, their music, they actually sitting on good content versus, people who do come out of nowhere. They're just sitting on one song. Like, the key is to sit on all your work, so you have to keep putting it out. And it has to be better each time.
Listen, but before I rap, don't eat that M&M.
Don't. Hey, yo.
Wow, that was.
I thought she was about to chew it in the bite. But yo, I'm about to wrap this up because listen, this has been a great interview, and I tell you why it's been a great interview, because the energy that we've gotten from you has been so dope, and I feel like you're just so true to yourself more than a lot of people.
I
that
appreciate y'all, bro.
So
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, for sure. So my last question, but before we get going, is what are the goals for yourself? You seem like a guy who puts pressure on themselves to be successful
all the time.
For 2022, what are you going to accomplish this year so I can hold you to it?
New album for sure.
New album, okay.
The best album I've dropped, actually. Sonically, it's gonna sound better. Just like the theme is gonna be big. Promotion, more videos, better songs, like better song structure. Just like, I'm coming back, but I'm coming just back bigger and better. I feel like this is a big year for content.
Yeah, it is.
I have the pop-up shows. I have the studio. I'm gonna get more artists booked for recording and mixing, and that's gonna pay off all the videos and stuff I end up doing. Pop-up shows. The goal is to get somebody to book a ShmoneyMo set, and I'm gonna do the same set for every city I go to. We gotta get like a solid, grounded start on that consistently. I'm trying to do that in Charlotte this summer, but as of right now, we just
time to get to work.
Yeah. Shout out 6 hours.
Big CEO.
Hey man, listen,
Yeah.
I definitely appreciate you. Yeah, this is a good one.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you having you. Thank you for coming. Of course, this is another great one that we had with the After Lunch podcast. It's Mr. J.Law, the world's favorite uncle. Yes, Lord, and of course,
and it's your girl Tatiana.
ShmoneyMo. Appreciate
ShmoneyMo.
you. Yes, go. Thank you.
Don't get a step back. It's out now.